Hello, it's me again. Although in my July predictions last month I missed a couple of things, but now I'm excited because I've got August right. Last May, when I look at the summer months, I decided to call this a sideways summer. If you remember, we had a challenge back in May for the price of Bitcoin. Who was going to guess the price of Bitcoin? And the winner is, I'll spell it for you, is it's Chris TIXX 4962. 66K was his answer, and he's the one who got closer. Please get in touch with me. My email is in the description. Last 2 weeks, I've tried to do a video about XRP and Ethereum. I've started from scratch again, looking for the date of the first transaction. But I'm still not 100% sure because I get different dates. A few AI platforms that I ask, they're giving me different dates. Maybe you guys can help, but also I will need the source of your information. For now, I'm going to start preparing for my 3-month future predictions for Bitcoin, October, November, December. But let's see what we have in September. An economist was saying last night that historically, since 1928, that every September, the stock market has been always down. Despite of that and all the horrible things that we watch on the news, there is a feeling of optimism in September because of the rate cuts both in Europe and the US. For Bitcoin, there are a few positive periods in September, but there are a couple of ongoing challenging situations, one from Pluto to Venus, a semi-sextile. But the good news with that is that this is changing because in October, when Pluto goes direct and also will be together with Bitcoin's Jupiter, to me, this is an indication that big companies, wealth is buying Bitcoin at that time. And I'm saying that because Pluto means many things in astrology, but the real name of Pluto is Plutonas. And in Greek, Plutos means wealth. In astrology Pluto also represents banks, big organizations, or people who own wealth coming from under, such as oil companies, diamonds, etc. Pluto is the god of the underworld. That's why all these symbolisms. The other challenging aspect in Bitcoin's chart is the square of the nodes to Bitcoin's Mars. Funny enough, if you understand astrology, the same aspect occurs at the same time in transits. This is actually a very rare situation. And when this happens, we are called to make a choice. Although there are some good periods in September for Bitcoin, these two situations show to me that there is still pressure on the price. We'll go back to Bitcoin in a minute. First, let's look at a couple of important things in September in the collective, the world chart. There are many planetary angles, but I'm just going to mention few because I believe too many astrological terms will confuse you, especially if you don't understand. So the first days of September, Mars is in a challenging angle to Neptune. This means that there could be a feeling of uncertainty. Actually, we're not surprised with what's happening in the world. There is a new moon in Virgo on the 2nd or the 3rd, depending your location, which it shows that during the next period, our desire to be more productive, to get organized, to take care of things will be increased. But also at the same time, this is a good time to find ways to improve our health. Personally though, between the 5th and the 9th, I would actually avoid making any new agreements around these days. The planet of information, but also agreements, Mercury is making plenty of aspects. And although this points out to new information, but also important secrets are going to be revealed during these days. Not that we don't have this on a daily basis, but let's see what happens. Things will get better after the 11th. This could be a very positive time for the markets in general. And around the 13th, for a few days, Venus-Jupiter make an auspicious angle. And not only that, Sun-Jupiter are also in a very nice angle around these days. But also Venus is in Libra. And Venus in Libra wants to bring harmony and peace. I don't want to sound very optimistic, but it seems that an agreement is likely, it's possible, hopefully a peaceful agreement. But anyway, this looks a big possibility around these dates. Well, in September, the most important event is the return of Pluto in Capricorn and the eclipse on the 18th in Pisces. 18th, that's the day we expect rate cuts, I believe, in the US. I'm not going to discuss Pluto in Capricorn because it will take a lot of time, but a long time ago I've made a video about it. It's actually one of my first videos called The Transformation of Society and the Global Economy. If you care to watch it, I'll try to put the link in the description. The eclipse is quite interesting. Full moons show completions and endings. There are positive developments after the days of the eclipse. On the 17th or 18th is the eclipse, again, depending on your location. But on the eclipse, the moon is together with Neptune, which means in Pisces, which means there is so much water. And I believe during these days, a lot of us may feel quite emotional. We may also hear some issues connected to water. Here what we have is a mix between worry, empathy, and illusion. At the same time, there is Mercury, the planet of communication and thinking, and Saturn opposition. That shows seriousness, heavy mood, heavy conversations, but also fear. So I would suggest to be a bit cautious of your thoughts around the days of the full moon and the eclipse. There is so much to say about the eclipse and so many aspects, but there is other videos that will explain that in detail. The following days of the eclipse, the moon moves into Aries, but it's together with a North Node. North Node shows the destiny, future, and this shows new beginnings. Also, there are auspicious aspects between Sun, Uranus, Pluto. These show positive developments. But the markets in general look quite unpredictable from the 20th until the 25th. During these days, Venus is making lots of aspects. The last days of the month are pretty interesting with the Sun-Mercury South Node conjunction. This indicates a change of a leader, an ending, and that was the message of the eclipse, if you remember. And before we carry on, let's go to commercials. If you like to have your own personal predictions or you like to have my future 3-month predictions for Bitcoin, my email is in the description. Also, please let me know if you like my videos by pressing the like button. If you like to thank me, you can offer me a coffee by using the super thanks. It's a couple of USD. Let's look now at Bitcoin. You remember that this is not a financial advice. So during the first days of the month, there are few indications like the Sun auspicious aspect to Bitcoin, but also Mars-Venus nice angles. So I believe that especially after the 3rd, the price looks like it's going to go up. But not for many days, because around the 6th on 7th, there are difficult aspects until the 13th. So we might see a correction, or the price could go sideways during these days. The eclipse on the 18th looks quite positive for Bitcoin. That's a good omen for the future, with the Sun, Moon in a nice angle to Jupiter, but also Venus, Neptune positive angles. These are the green arrows you see on the map. Usually Bitcoin's price drops before the full month, but this month, from the 18th until the 23rd, 24th, it looks to me like the price is going to go up during these days. I wouldn't be surprised also if from the 22nd until the 25th, the nice aspects of Sun, Mercury, and Mercury, Jupiter, those aspects point out to good news that will make us feel very optimistic. But because of few challenging aspects occurring the last days of the month, a correction there is very possible. So that's it, my friends. I wish you a great month. Take care. Thank you for your likes and shares. Bye-bye.